Okay, let's try this again. Hello, my name is Jake Kerr. I'm from BLXCK INK, and this is podcast number 22. I just recorded 25 minutes of a podcast. The dog started barking. I cracked the shits. And when I say I cracked the shits, it was all good. It was 2 minutes after when I just couldn't get back on track. I had no idea what I was talking about. I mean, fuck's sake, it's literally 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, and I cannot put two fucking sentences together. But I'm going to try again. We'll start from scratch. So, as you know, my name is Jake Kerr. You're already here. This is a BLXCK INK podcast. If you are a long-time listener, thank you. Keep listening. I keep releasing these just for you. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. Welcome. Okay? Normally I don't rant on about the fact that I've just tried to record a podcast and couldn't do it, so now I'm going again. But here we are. I tell you what, real excited because this morning I came across this t-shirt, which I completely forgot I had. Cool as fuck. But the thing is, I was wearing Harley shit before it was cool. Hang on. I was embarrassed about wearing Harley shit before it was cool. For the longest time, I've questioned whether I'm the sort of guy that can wear a Harley belt buckle. The answer is yes, by the way. Anyone can wear anything they want. That's the reality of wearing clothes and being a fucking human. It's these social categorizing ideas that we put ourselves in that we say, oh well, you don't even skateboard, you shouldn't be wearing a Thrasher shirt. It's well, dickhead, they sell shirts to everyone, so this isn't on me, it's on Thrasher, I guess. And it's the same for fucking belt buckles. You can wear any belt buckle that goes at the end of your belt and holds your pants up, But, with that said, man, I was wearing Harley shit. I was riding Harleys before they were cool for this, I'm not saying before they were cool. Obviously, Harleys have been cool for the kind of circle and clique that I've been running in forever. But society hasn't really accepted Harleys until the last fucking, I would say 5 years. Anyone can really anyone has been able to go down the Harley shop and buy one, but you're getting real soft cock pencil pushers riding Harleys now. And it's just dude, okay, whatever, sweet. You know what I mean? I hope you have fun on your fucking sporty 500. And also nothing against them. It's just it used to be just the Darrow kids at parties that were wearing the fucking hand-me-down Harley tops that they got from their brothers or their old man. And now it's chicks wear cut-off crop fucking Harley tops with their underboob hanging out with the model of their fucking boyfriend's Harley tattooed under one of their tits. Honestly, when did they get this cool? I actually got this tee and a bunch of other tees when the Harley shop in Bunbury closed down. I remember the guys telling me hey, come next week, first thing in the morning, because we're going to be selling all of our stock for $5 each. So I went and got hoodies and t-shirts and all sorts of shit. And man, went fucking bananas on it. It was great. I think I spent $150 and walked out there with 4 massive bags. I even got this cup there. How cool is that? I didn't even plan that either. And the fucking, dude, how's the vest on it? Everything that I get that's crazy, I was talking about this to my mum yesterday. Everything cool that I own, honestly, all the cool shit that I own besides BLXCK INK all comes from the Salvos. All I do is just hound the Salvos all the time and try and get cool little steals. This is the thing. You can go into Salvos and get a full outfit, but that happens once in a blue moon where the whole outfit is fucking cool. Most of the time, you're just getting little bits and pieces, and you always have to be diligent and know before you go in the sort of thing that you're looking for. Because walking in and seeing something that's super cool and you really weren't anticipating buying a new jacket today, or you weren't really in the mood to buy new shoes or whatever, but you find something that takes your fancy so much that you can't help yourself but buy it, that only happens once in a blue moon too. What I do is I go right, I wear black t-shirts, I wear black jeans, I wear black shoes, and I know what size I am in all of those. So the first thing I do when I go to the Salvos is check those things. Are there any dark jeans? And also, the really hard part is, and this is for guys and girls, you have to try shit on there. The thing is, you're at the Salvos. You're in a mixed bag of people's secondhand shit, and just because, it says Levi 34, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be a 34 Levi. That means go and try them on. If they fit, they fit, and if they don't, they don't. That's the luck of the draw, and you can't be oh, have we got these in blue? Or have we got these in a size smaller? No, motherfucker, you've got what's there, If it's not what you want, you literally have to keep searching until you find what you want. Go to the Sammys, go to the Vinnies, go to the fucking local op shop, rah. But basically my whole wardrobe, everything that I combine with BLXCK INK is from the Salvos. This is the crazy part. So in front of me, I have my shoes, just going through them. I've got a pair of leather Crocs that Also, without seeing them and saying leather Crocs, they sound like they would be so shit because Crocs are already pretty average. But I got my leather Crocs. I got a pair of RM Williams with the heels in dark tan, like literally brand new from the Salvos for $25. Like literally took them home, gave them a dust, polished them a few times. These things are fucking immaculate. And you pull the soles out of them, they still smell brand new. There's no wear and tear on them. $25. Boom. I got a pair of half cab Doc Martens, the lace ups that I wear fucking every second day. They were like brand new. I think I paid $30 for those. Literally like, what else have I got over there? Oh, I got a pair of those, those fucking, I'm pretty sure I bought those brand new. But I mean like Doc Martens, Rossi Williams, and like my current Levi jeans that I wear at the moment, my like skinny leg black jeans that I always wear, got them like basically brand new condition, $10 at the Sammys. Like it just happens over and over. And I mean, shit like this. I mean, you see something like this with the fucking wool on the dude. How can you not buy this? I think this was like $5. If I never wear it, it's still an investment. Do you understand? If I'm going fishing and I'm a little cold and I want to be gay about it, I have this vest. You understand? How cool is that? So I literally I've got these like 4 fucking 100-liter tubs full of clothes that need to be hung up and probably washed and steamed to fully appreciate. But just like one off. Don't bark, Louie. Don't bark. She's gonna do it again. Louie. You get back in your seat. Louie. Hey, come on. Lou dog. Louie. Get back in your seat, please. I'm recording a podcast. The second one. Thank you, ma'am. All of my cool shit I got from the Salvos, and those boxes, now that I said this in one of the earlier podcasts from when I moved into the house, but I kind of want to get all those clothes on display so I can appreciate them and I don't know, be inspired by them and wear them, you know what I mean? Like I would love to wear all crazy shit on the podcast all the time. That'd be fun. I've kind of been trying to just rotate through black ink tops and like obviously you get to a point where I've done 22 episodes now. And wearing something different all the time just isn't possible because there isn't that much black ink. But but yeah, just cool to wear different stuff and also like stuff that no one else has. You know, that's like part of the essence of what black ink is, creating clothes that not everybody has, so that when you buy something off me, it's like you see someone else wearing black ink, you're like, do you know Jake? Do you know like, you know what I mean? And I'm sorry if that sounds real pretentious. That's just, I like that part of my business, you know what I mean? I like that. I feel like I'm talking about it every fucking second podcast now, but I just love the community. You know, I love the idea that people are coming together in the name of black ink, but the fact is they're coming together, you know? It's so cool. Yeah. And also, isn't it fun to like, I like just being in the op shop. Like, consider that when you're in the op shop, everything that you see in there, no matter whether you deem it valuable or not, it's eventually going to get sold or taken or worn or something by someone. There's going to be a transaction that occurs for the majority of the stuff that you see in the Salvos, which means that somebody values what is in those shops. And the wild part is, at one point in the existence of everything that exists in those shops, somebody loved it enough to pay for it themselves and then didn't love it enough to give it away for free. Or maybe they had just enough love for that thing to say, I don't want to throw this thing out, but I don't want it in my life anymore. So let's give it to someone who can enjoy it in another way. You know, even though there's like Salvos is kind of the middleman who takes your money and uses that money for other things. But yeah, it's just so crazy to think that like somebody was done with this. You know, who the fuck would be done with this at what point of their life? When did you buy this? When did you think this was a good choice? And then when did you think that this was no longer a good choice? That's my question to whoever owned this before me, you know? Dude, you see me out in a plastic boat in the ocean with a 3 horsepower outboard wearing this? Dude, you know I'm an experienced fisherman. And the truth is, I'm not an experienced fisherman. It's just a vest. You know what I mean? The last podcast I came in, the one that I recorded before and cracked the shits with, I came in too hot. That's what it was. I started at like 7:30 in the morning and dude, you just like, the computer hasn't spent enough time loading. You know what I mean? At 7:30 in the morning, I've been up for so many hours. I've been interacting with so many people on fucking Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all the rest. And I'm just like, I just need time to fucking chill, you know? Even yesterday I had a nap Because I nap. You know how you have like afternoon naps. Like sometimes I like to nap in the morning, so I go back to bed at say like 8 o'clock or something and sleep until 9:30, and then you wake up after that, and it feels like you've just woken up from a sleep, and you're like, I've got the whole day ahead of me, and I've also done 5 hours of work before that happens. So it's kind of a fun little hack. But the what was it going? Oh, but the thing is, like before that nap, like yesterday when I had my morning nap, I kind of wanted to. Or I wanted to get my podcast done and out of the way. And as it turns out, I ended up having a nap and then job. Ended up doing it at like 2:30 in the afternoon. And by the way, recorded an absolute fucking banger. If you didn't listen to episode 21, stop this. Go back, listen to episode 21. I had so much fun. I literally like rewatched probably 15 minutes of it in parts this morning. And just like from literally the first second, I'm just on a fucking roll. I'm happy to be there. I'm having fun. I'm throwing out these wild ideas. And in a way, I kind of got a bit nervous during it because I was hitting so many big topic heads that I was like, how do I scoop this back around at the end and make it all relevant to itself and still deliver value to the audience? You know, there was just so much shit going on. And somehow I made it work. So, and even through shots at that Perth podcast of those two dudes, man, if you guys saw that, I'm not even sorry. I'm fucking accurate. You know what I mean? It's only my insecurities that make me not want to say it. And now that I've said it, dude, the whole point is to offer value, right? I guess if you got listeners, then fuck me. What do I know? You know, honestly, like if you, I mean, I've got 44 subscribers. What the fuck do I know? You know? But also, man, what is value? You know? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch it. It's like 38 minutes into yesterday's podcast, Black Ink podcast number 21. I think the title is Your Job as a Human or something. Which, Your Job as a Human, I was on Instagram this morning and man, this pissed me off. So I was on my, I think it's like Passionate Income or something, which is an Instagram page. They talk about like building value as a human and being able to like monetize your dreams. And like, it's kind of like an inspirational financial sort of page. And there's this trend at the moment where people make these videos where it's two versions of themselves and they're dressed in different outfits and they have like a conversation with themselves backwards and forwards. So it's like, oh, what did you do today? Oh, I didn't do anything today. What did you do today? That sort of thing, but obviously with context. But this dude was basically having a conversation with himself based around the idea that he was kind of conflicting with the idea that you have to have a job, you know? And like, I thought it was going to lead to like, no, you don't have to have a job. You can actually start your own interest and monetize that. Or you can like, there's a whole different, like there's heaps of different ways that you can make money and live and create means for yourself. But it just kind of got to this point where it was showing his like kind of dismay for having to have to like give energy in return for money. And most of the time, the energy that you give is going to be doing something that you don't particularly like or you're not perhaps 100% passionate about. But like, what the fuck? Like, that's the whole point, you know? I'm not saying that you're on this earth to do something you don't like doing, but there's definitely, like, space to admit that you have to do something with your day. And I've spoken about this in previous podcasts, but I'll reiterate. It's essential to have some sort of responsibility, some sort of tethering to your day. When you wake up, you need to have something that you need to achieve because mulling around doing the shit, like doing nothing at all, you know, playing video games, smoking weed and all the rest. Dude, it's cool, but it's got a fucking expiry date. There's no fiber to it. There's nothing in it that makes you want to be more and do more and achieve more. And in that, you don't stay at zero. You end up slipping back. There's something about the human experience that's it's so nice when we achieve something. It's so nice when we set a goal and we get it done, whether it's something we want to do in an hour's time or something we want to do in a year's time, and we chip away at it every day. There's something so human about that. When you take a look at the bigger picture, humans essentially have been setting goals and achieving them, whether as individuals or teams, for as long as existence. And that's why I have the ability to fucking sit here in front of a square piece of like metal and glass and computer chips and share my thoughts with the internet in fucking real time. You know what I mean? Like, I know this isn't live, but the different, you know, I'm going to stop this, upload it, fucking bang, and you can watch it. That's because we've been setting ourselves goals for as long as we've been able to fucking realize what a goal is. And to not have a job or to have some sort of like anguish against the idea of having this responsibility or task, it's childish. I wouldn't say it's immature, it's childish, because it's as if you're coming in negligent of like basic information of what the human experience is. It's like, if you don't want to do anything, in reality, what do you want to do? You know, are you saying you just want to stay in bed all day? Okay, well, let's play this out. You want to stay in bed all day. And is it a nice bed? Is it comfy? Right, cool. You got a blanket and you got a pillow? Have you got walls around you and a window so that people can't fuck with you? Have you got a toilet and a bathroom? And when you get hungry, have you got a kitchen where you can make food? And is there food in that kitchen? Right? Now, just in case you're not following, every single one of those things require money. Every single one of them. Right? Now, let's pretend that that money is paid for by someone else. It's not even your problem. So what do? You lay in bed? Okay, cool. What do you got? You got a game to play? How many games do you have to play? You have all the games to play, right? But eventually you're going to get to a point where you get sick of that, right? Maybe you've even got an internet connection, you play live with people. So maybe you don't get sick of it. But let's just say you're a normal person and you get sick of doing the same thing every day. Just sitting in bed, eating Cheerios, fucking playing games. Maybe you're eating the food that you want all the time. You're going to get to a certain point where it's like, but there's something more than this, right? Like, there's no real position that you can be comfortable in for the whole time. Like, eating great food eventually gets old when you start feeling the guilt of like realizing that, oh, if I keep eating this, my body gets big and my body struggles to operate and I die eventually. You know, that's like what the human mind does to you, makes you realize these things. Even if you have your phone, you get to a point where you like get so kind of intimidated by social media that you want to have something to put back into the world. You want to have your say, you want to have photos of you, but you're just in bed doing nothing. I just don't understand this idea of like, even the fucking getting the dole lifestyle. Like, what do you do besides like pretend like, is this a thing? Do you live in such a world of disillusionment that you think that you've got things going on based around the little dramas that are going on in your life and highlighting them into massive situations? Like, I just don't understand what the idea of doing nothing is. And when you allow yourself to get deep into doing something, that's where all the fruit is. Like, it's that getting addicted to success that I always talk about. It's like you start having a win and you're like, well, what does a bit bigger win feel like? Or what happens when I have 3 wins in a day? Or what happens when I put all my energy and I try and get heaps of shit done in a day? How do I feel at the end of it? And all of a sudden, there's this like, it's like the first time you have sugar, you just want more. Well, I want to keep moving forward, so much so that when you don't move forward as fast as you'd like, you start feeling like lesser than, so you put in more energy, you know? And I feel like this argument of, oh, I wanna fucking just do nothing and have all my bills paid for and all that. Cool, man. Like, that has such an expiry date that you will eventually want to fucking get more for yourself for the sake of just having it for yourself. Even if it isn't for owning the thing, it's for you knowing that you have the ability to do a thing that can be traded for something that you want. I feel like I'm out on a real skinny ledge here and I'm barely making a point, but there's something that I really don't appreciate in people who don't want to do things, because when you start to accept that things is the goal, then you get to choose what thing you're going to do. And then you get to be really fucking good at it. And you get to a point where you're hanging out to do your work. You get to a point where you record 25 minutes of a podcast and it doesn't quite sit right with you because you said a few things wrong. You get angry, you turn it off and you start again, and you're excited to start again. You're excited to see how much better you can do it because this is a thing that you want to be doing for 44 fucking subscribers. You know what I mean? But I guess this is, it's like a yin and yang thing, no? It has to be us to be them, I guess. Oh. With the idea of doing nothing, though, I do appreciate it. I appreciate, in a sense, like, I saved up heaps of money, bought myself a caravan, and wanted to get to a position where I could just spend time just living in a caravan, having the experience of, like, what life is in a caravan. But then you also get to a point where, like, there's only so many times you can wake up and get excited to, oh, come on, let's go for a drive and go to Macca's and get our coffee, you know? And then you get back and then you both, you know, I'm talking about obviously the situation I had, you know, you scroll on Instagram for a bit and you're like, oh, let's watch a movie on Netflix, and you watch a movie and then it's just after lunch. Oh, well, let's make some lunch together. You make some lunch together and then you know, maybe you take the fucking boat out for a little cruise in the afternoon and all the rest. And it's just like, man, it honestly does get old. It gets to a certain point where you're just like, okay, it's only when, I mean, probably the step between doing something that makes money and not doing anything at all is doing the things that you love doing. But normally the things you love doing involve like a community or some sort of financial input. Like that, say it's riding your push bike. You get to a certain point where it's like, this is really fun by myself. I would love to do this with another person. And also maybe I'd love to do this with a bit better push bike, or I'd love to go riding on that place far over there, which I need a car to get to. You get to a point where it's like the actual life of doing nothing, having no responsibility is just like, it's fruitless, you know? Oh man, I've got a butcher bird eating fucking caterpillars right out my door. Man, butcher birds are so cool. So cool. They're like the cousin of a magpie, hey? We just like, damn, what's up? You know, they're just fucking, they're nice. But yeah, I even when like I gave myself, I think it was like 6 weeks or something, like in the middle of having a job. I was casual, I was earning decent money, and like I had money behind me, I had my rent and shit paid for. So I was like, I'm just gonna take, like, I think it was a month and it turned into 6 weeks, but I said to my boss, like, I'm gonna be gone for a month, I'll be back. And he's like, all right, where are you going? I said, I'm just gonna stay home, I just want to see what it's like having nothing to do. And you know what's funny? Like, when I had nothing to do, I found myself waking up by a particular time, making sure that I still ticked a whole bunch of like boxes before I got to a certain point during the day. And then like, meaning like making sure that I had broken a sweat before 8 o'clock, making sure I had drunk 500 mils before 6 o'clock, making sure that I had written for half an hour, I'd read for half an hour, and I had meditated for half an hour all before 9 o'clock. So it's like I still had this routine of things that I was achieving, even though it wasn't necessarily anything that I was swapping for money. It's funny. The thing that I maintained through taking responsibility away from myself was giving myself responsibility to make sure that I stay on path. Doesn't that say something? Might just say that I'm extremely fucking disciplined. I don't know. Dude, how's the lighting in here? Oh my God, the sun is just reflecting off the top of my briefcase, which I looked at. And it's just lighting up that skin. Something lovely, huh? That's nice, boy. Also, been trying to work on, I'm not sure how much I've actually said about what I've got going on behind the scenes at the moment, but I'm now getting excitingly close to purchasing the new kind of, the new thing that I need to step up with Black Ink. I'm in a really interesting point of the business where I could continue to keep doing things the way that I'm doing them, probably for like another 6 months, but I, after a conversation with a good friend of mine who was also in the industry, basically I've just seen this like massive opportunity to expand. I spoke the other day about creating these, like, I've been trying to go pretty wide with Black Ink for the past 6 months, and now I'm just going to focus on moving forward. So I've kind of established all these like foundational platforms that Black Ink is going to grow off, given like the website, Instagram, YouTube, the podcast, Facebook, TikTok, and like allowing myself to now just grow off them. But kind of the information that I got given the other day is so exciting because it's like another pillar of potential income, and also just something that's super cool. Like, if I achieve this, what I'll be able to say about Black Ink for me is super fun. It's super like, it's almost like a point that it's like, yeah, I got a brand and did that with it, you know? So I'm working out some, as I spoke about yesterday, I'm just kind of pressure testing all the what do you call it? Like how much everything costs. So like how cost effective I can get this process, and if it's something that can work, I'm just about ready to dive in head first. So that's super exciting. I'm just hoping that I can sell my caravan as soon as possible. I've got a little XR2 Ford Capri 1992 convertible with 2 blue racing stripes. I've had it sitting in a carcoon for the past, I don't know, year and a half or something, and I just want to pull that out, clean it up, sell that as well. Not that I need all of that money to go to the next stage, but I just kind of want to have enough. I want to have a nice healthy pool of money that Black Ink can just kind of like, as I make decisions, as soon as like, because it's one of those decisions that once I take the first step, there's no point taking the first step unless you're going to keep kind of like attacking. And at the first stage, it's basically building a whole lot of inventory or inventory goods that allow me to produce more, and holding on to them, and then marketing myself in a way that you make use of all of that inventory really effectively. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of like back end planning. There's a lot of like equations that I kind of have to find the answers for now before I get myself in a situation where it could be detrimental, finding out that, oh, that cost heaps more because of this, whatever it may be. I'm just going to, look, Louis, don't even look at the truck. It's all good. Louis, hey, it's the bin truck, and because it's tipping the recycle thing, it's like cans and bottles, so it throws her off a bit. Louis dog, look at me. Oh, you're beautiful. Hey, I know. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. But yeah, it's an exciting time, but it's also a very I bought that caravan with so many great plans and so many big ideas, and it was just like I really identified through the fact that I was someone who was young and owned a caravan and went camping all the time and did all the rest, and I feel like I've exercised that part of my brain so much by living in a caravan for so long that now getting rid of it, I'm excited about it, and I feel guilty for being excited about it because it's like this thing that you used to love so much. It's as if I got to a point one day where I sold my Harley because I was excited to get the money and do something else with it. It's like now I'm selling my caravan so you can take that money and do something with Black Ink. And another part of me is like, yeah, that's because I'm really fucking excited about Black Ink. Would I sell my Harley to benefit Black Ink? Probably not, because I feel like it's more of an asset to me, my mental health, and my business. And it kind of ties into the whole Black Ink image, you know. But getting off track, just having the ability to make quick, because at the moment, like I'll admit, I'm in a financial situation where if I make a decision, it's usually followed by the problem of, solving the problem of how can I find a way to afford this. Whereas if I know if I got rid of my caravan and my car, it kind of puts me in a position where I can just attack as I need to attack and do things as I need to do them, and not really have any kind of like holdbacks about it, if that makes sense. So I'm working on that piece by piece. If this comes to fruition, it also means that the variety of things that Black Ink is going to be able to offer in one way is going to be narrowed, but in another way is going to be absolutely blown out of proportion. So I'm super excited to bring really unique clothing to the website, to my Instagram, and hopefully to fucking onto people's backs and just being worn at cool places and all the rest. So I'm fucking absolutely pumped about that. I think I've done it again. I've got to the 25-minute mark, and I feel like I haven't added enough value to the podcast, so I'm really like doubting the whole thing. Might just be the day for it. We'll soldier on. But, sorry. It's cool. I did speak about this the other day. I'm finding now that I have more time to really relax into Black Ink. I'm not kind of chasing my tail. I'm not trying to do a whole heap of shit. I feel like now I can just, like, I get a problem and I can work on it long enough that I solve the problem, and then I can put it to bed and move on to another one. It was really difficult living in the caravan because I always felt like I was starting things, or even just having a good idea and not even having like the ability to write it down somewhere where I'd be able to reflect on it later. Like everything was written on pieces of paper. Those pieces of paper end up in a stack of papers. Then of course you never read any of them because it's like reading something that fucking chickens have written with their claws in the mud, you know. But now it's just simple. I have all my whiteboards set up. I allow myself to take time to do things like mentally prepare myself for phone calls, which, as bizarre as it sounds, is really important. So I know that what I'm going to say before I say it, and I don't embarrass myself with some silly question or whatever it might be. But it's I just feel like now I have a responsibility to justify the space that I'm in, to justify like the fact that I put myself in a position where now I have to find this rent money, and I have to like really like it's like a dependency that my life has on me now is to like be able to maintain myself financially. So obviously I think moving forward, one of the biggest things is to appreciate there is no strain. You know, like even though that money has to come from somewhere at a certain time on a certain day, it's not having any sort of, well, I've got to get good at this because now this thing depends on me. As I was saying in my previous podcast, it really doesn't matter about what financial responsibility you have. Stay true to the task and stay true to the vision, and you'll find that money will appear somewhere. You know, it's not really like I'm worried because I won't be able to find the money to pay for rent, even though I don't have it right now. It's like between now and when rent is due, we've got so much shit that can potentially happen, you know? Also, if you are from Bunbury and you were listening to this before the weekend, come and see me on Sunday. Find out where the big coffee van is, because I'm going to be slinging fucking group handles around like no one's business, because I am working for... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is the big coffee van, but I'm in the little coffee van for Belinda. So come and say hello. I'm going to post all over my Instagram where I am. So if you see that, come and say hello. It must be at some event or something for it to be the small coffee van. I'm not 100% sure, but as I said, I'll promote the fuck out of it on all my pages. So come down and say hello. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm at the big coffee van location on Old Coast Road. So come and get a coffee. Come say hello. I'm sure there's going to be heaps of people that I know already. I'm going to be repping Black Ink. I'm going to be giving out fucking Black Ink stickers left, right, and center. And also, there's half a dozen people out there that I owe a pair of socks to. If you are one of them, they are on their way. And if you are not one of them, get ready, because I'm going to have socks for sale very soon. They're at their final days of production. I've got my samples and everything. They look great. So next thing is going to be getting them, taking some photos. I'm chucking them up on the Instagram page, and people can buy the fuck out of them because they're cool as shit. In my opinion, I'm excited about them. I'm super stoked to bring them to market. And more so, I'm excited that this is kind of the first thing that I've made that is outside the realm of easy shit to make. Like, appreciate that what I do, pretty much anyone can do, because it's just putting things on garments that already exist. Now, these socks, we actually had to start from the ground up and make them. And while it's a really basic garment to make, it's super easy to get a production company on board and do this. It is kind of like, well, I guess the hockey jerseys were the first thing that are made from the ground up. So, yeah. The hockey jerseys were number one. The hockey jerseys, because I've done them before, I didn't really find it to be too stressful. So the socks are a fun little tester for me, you know. See how I went. I want to see how my audience responds. I want to see what customers are keen on them. So if you are someone who wears socks, I don't know if you wear shoes regularly, but socks go really well with shoes. I'm going to have some socks for sale soon. I'm sure they will look good on you. Okay? So socks on the way, but more importantly and more urgently, I finally have fucking stickers again. Now, I'm going to be doing sticker packs for anyone and everyone who orders them. Obviously, with every order, you get a handful of stickers and a little thank you note from me. So I think there's a few people I've got to backtrack through my orders and send in some stickers, because I ran out like 2 weeks ago and didn't order any more until like fucking Monday. So I'm going to be sussing them out today. If you would like some stickers, comment on this, send me a DM, anything. Just let me know that you want some. I'll send them out to you free of charge. I'll pay for the postage, everything. I just want people fucking repping these stickers, and I'm seeing them ending up in really cool places. I have noticed, if you ride a motorbike, all of my horizontal stickers seem to fit really well, whether it's the tall one or the short one on the swing arms. They're like the exact right size for a Dyna swing arm. The box globe sticker, the one that off the box globe tee, they're exactly the right dimension for a swing arm. Just saying, if you wanted to put it on your motorbike, that's a good spot. And if you've got those fuel caps, the ones that are the flush tank fuel caps, my circular stickers are exactly the same size as the top of them. So if you've got a sporty that runs the fuel cap in the center, they're perfect. So if you see Life of Jesse on Instagram, he runs a Black Ink sticker on that fuel cap. Literally, it looks like it's made for it. It's unreal. So super exciting. I'm going to have them back in stock. Going to be giving them out like no one's business, and that's going to be the fucking highlight of my Thursday. Oh, actually, I am also doing a few cool things today. I'm sending some stock out to some guys in the US, just some more blokes who do wheelies on motorbikes and fucking kill it on the weekends. Also, I'm going to be donating some chickens to Milligan House. So I used to... This is interesting. I'm so puffed. I'm sorry, give me a moment. Oh, right. But I used to make coffee for the ladies at Milligan House, the ladies behind the counter. And then on Thursdays, I used to make coffees for... There was like a group of older women that would all take their sewing machines here, and they would all do sewing and patchwork and all sorts of things together for a few hours. But yeah, somebody heard something about them needing chickens on the radio, and I just called them up and had a conversation, and they said they wanted the chickens. So I know someone who wants to get rid of some chickens, so I'm going to go down there and deliver them today. I'm super excited. We're going to get some content for tomorrow, so keep posted. And actually for today, because I'm not releasing this till Friday, and I'll probably be making that video. Yeah, so today, for you, right now, that video will be live. Go and check it out. Me delivering some black Australorp chickens to Milligan House, which is super exciting. So, doing that today. And I kind of wanted to go to Perth for a Perth outdoor rollerblading pizza night skate, but the weather is not in my favor. Just continuously have wanted to go for that for like 3 months, but it seems to only rain on bloody Thursday night. So if anyone from Perth out to rollerblade is watching, I apologize. I want to be there, I really do. I just coming from Bunbury, I need a real bloody definite good weather sort of forecast. And also, how good is it now? The days are getting longer again, so those skates are going to be bloody unreal. And I'm super keen to put together a cycle and skate for Bunbury residents so we can all get together. And I'd love, like, the ideal situation for me would be going and getting, like, I don't know, I don't want to say ice cream or something, but I'd love to, like, do the skate and cycle and end up somewhere that sells cool food. You know what I mean? Like I would love it if we all ended up at Bucks or something, because it's just like a cool location that's like easy food, easy environment. It's not like a yuppie sort of space where, yeah. If you don't know Bucks, it's like a Vietnamese run kind of, I think it's just like a restaurant maybe. It's just like a little corner thing, and they've got like not a limited menu, but it's just like everything you'd expect, burgers, palmies and all the rest. Everything is really appropriately priced, big meals, everything comes quickly, the coffee's half decent, so it's like such an easy location to go to. I mean, you go up the road to, I don't want to name anything that I'm going to bag out, but some of the places you can go and spend $30 and get half a meal and the coffee's not any better. I don't understand that. Sure, there are places where you can go and spend that little bit extra on money and you get the extra quality, but man, especially these pubs now, like, what the fuck happened to a pub meal being a decent price and actually being a decent feed? Now, you've lost both of those things. A pub meal is expensive and normally just shithouse. You don't have to recreate the chicken parm. It already works. You don't have to do a deconstructed fucking Caesar salad. Just do the salad. You know what I mean? And man, if the chips aren't insane and if the gravy doesn't taste like mother's milk, then you honestly don't deserve to be selling food at your pub. That's how the shit works. Like, it's not that hard. Just keep the beer that everybody wants to drink on tap. And then also just make food that is pub food that is fucking pub food. Don't try and make cafe food. Don't make cafe theme style food out of pub food menus. You know what I mean? Like, don't fucking dress it up. It should be shit on a plate because I'm in a pub, you know? It just, I don't know. I spent my life, growing up with mum and dad in pubs. I'm that old now that, when I used to sit in a pub as a kid, I remember cunts still being able to smoke at the bar, It's not like, it's definitely not like that anymore. It's the complete opposite. People go to a pub for a restaurant feed. And I feel like they forget the original allure of going to a pub was it was simple food. You didn't have to dress up to go there, because the fact is, like, only pissheads went there, And now it's like you walk into a pub and if you don't have closed-in shoes on, people look at you like you're a pisshead. Bruh, this is a pub, This isn't a restaurant. You need to calm down. And I know you just spent $60 on a steak, but that's your fault, not mine, It's your fault. It's yours. I probably have some sort of, I don't have a problem with pubs or anything. I guess I just have, like, a problem overall with drinking. I just think, and like, also, I know exactly what I did. I've already brought it up, but like, said I didn't like drinking. I went out that night, got drunk, and then came back the next day and recorded a podcast hungover and expected everyone to be fucking suckling on my teeth for information like I'm the god of fucking truthfulness. I know I fucked up, but dude, what other situation is a sticky floor and somewhere that smells like piss and vomit all right? Like, actually, and people hang out the whole week to go there on a Friday and Saturday night. Just doesn't make heaps of sense. And also, actually, I had a chat with someone the other day, and he was saying he enjoys the feeling of being drunk. Not drunk. It's like he enjoys the feeling of being on the way to drunk. And that I kind of understood. That like resonated with me so much, in a sense, because I feel like the relationship that I have grown to appreciate, like what I take out of smoking, and I'm talking about smoking artificial marijuana, what I take out of that is, like, I appreciate that it puts me in a certain state of mind that allows me, like, to be comfortable in how I think. And I think there is a lot of sense in understanding that someone finds that same comfort in the process of getting drunk, right? So when I talk about my dismay for drinking, a lot of it comes from the act of what you're doing, is drinking this thing. Like, I drink this coffee to get the caffeine, but the actual part of drinking it, I don't enjoy that much. I don't like I don't really like drinking milk in general. It leaves a fuck taste in your mouth. The smell's even worse. But the fact is that caffeine makes you feel a particular way, so you do the damn thing, you know? And the thing about alcohol is it's not just like it's a thing that you're like, oh yeah, I guess I can taste the milk or whatever. It's like alcohol literally tastes like poison as it's entering your mouth, when it's on your lips, when, like, if you take a shot, I mean, most people, like 99% of people have the thing afterwards. That's because your body is automatically reacting to like wet fire going down your throat because you shouldn't be fucking swallowing it. That's the problem that I have. But when he said he likes the feeling of being on the way to drunk, it's like that Dutch courage stage. It's where you start like, it's like the process of losing your inhibitions rather than actually having lost them, you know? I understand that. I do understand it. I don't relate to it, and I don't like say, yeah, that's what I get out of it. That's the part that I like as well. But I do understand that I was speaking to someone in that moment who's had the conversation with himself, like, well, what's actually going on here? What am I looking for and what am I getting? And this is it. Do I like it? Yes, I do. So I replicate that feeling. I understand that. A habitual drunk, I don't understand. The doing it because I enjoy the flavor of it, I don't understand. I think there are things you come to like and adapt yourself to, but realistically, I don't know. I've already had this conversation with you. By the way, do you like how I'm eventually building all this shit around here? I got a nitrous canister, I don't know, unopened as well. That's like fucking, who keeps an unopened nitrous canister? And yeah, I got my little rock whistle just here. Yeah, Louis hates that, hey. But yeah, I just starting to find some cool stuff. So I thought, you know, I think this is why I've been collecting these little random bits and pieces my whole life of this sort of shit, so that one day when I have a podcast, I can put it all in the bench in front of me, you know? So while I was, when I was about 19, 20, I had this group of 3 friends, and we were all real tight. Lockie, Steve, Alex, and myself. And we used to fucking ride fixies, and I would skate, and we'd just really like aware, intelligent young blokes. And like, I was the youngest of all of them, and like these guys just, I don't know, we enjoy smoking weed, coffee, playing dice, playing cards, riding our push bikes. It was all like real hands-on sort of stuff. And like these boys all appreciated what I was doing with Black Ink. They all appreciated, like, they all had things of their own going on. We all brought something to the table. It was really fun, a really fun kind of like part of my 20s and late teens that I appreciate. But one of the cool things that those guys gave me was they had all traveled together before, and they all played this dice game, which is where you have 5 dice. 3 is worth nothing, and everything else is worth face value. You have to take a dice every time you roll, and you can take more than 1 dice if you want. And then at the end, you add up your score, and whoever has the lowest score wins. So essentially, you know, you need 5 dice, and you just keep rolling until all the dice are gone. One person rolls keeps rolling until all the dice are gone, and then whatever number they have minus the 3s, because 3's worth nothing, that's what their score is. And then everybody does that, and whoever has the lowest score wins. And that has been a game that I've taken with me all over the world when I've traveled as well. It's a game that I've used to like settle arguments and debates, and it's something that just it's just so simple. 5 dice and you can play. And I remember when I had the coffee van, I told actually the lady who I bought the coffee van off, it was her son. I told her about this dice game. And I remember him, like, he was one of those dudes where like you didn't know if he was never paying attention to you. He was just kind of like, right. Oh yeah, okay. And then like a few days later, he came out, and they were actually spray painted black at the time. But he had made me these, like, they're heavy as fuck. They're probably weigh about, all up there's probably 1.5 kilos. They're like pretty fucking chunky dice, you know. But yeah, he's like, man, I made these for you because, you know, your dice game. And I just remember being like, did I tell you about the dice game? He's like, yeah, man, the other day you told me about the dice game, and I know it takes 5 dice, so I made you these. And I just remember being like, that's so fucking cool. And while they're absolutely, definitely too heavy to actually play dice with, I've always held on to them, because how fucking cool is it that he just like made me some dice just because he worked in like a fab shop. He like made me these dice. So I've always kept them, and now they have a fucking spot on the table. So how fun for my tech deck. Anyway, I'm just about to hit 45 minutes. This has been pulling nails out for me, pulling teeth out for me. I hope you got some value out of this podcast, and I hope that these self-doubts that I have at the moment are for nothing. I probably shouldn't have even talked. Oh my God, I tell you what I fucking hate. Man, so obviously, like, this is what I do now. I create content, I create podcasts, I go in front of a camera and I do all this shit. So I kind of, like, through the exercising of that muscle in my brain, I get good at the ability to say what I'm saying instead of, like, tripping over what I'm going to do. But man, I tell you what, just, like, everybody does this. They're like, oh, hey, like, hey guys, like, I'm gonna be like an Instagram influencer now, and I'm gonna talk about, like, just shut the fuck up and talk about what you're gonna talk about. Like, I didn't go in with any plan into this fucking podcast, and I got 45 minutes worth of shit spoken about without breaking the fourth wall. Well, I almost did at the last fucking minute there. You know what I mean? But this bullshit of people being like, oh, hey, what were you thinking was going to happen when you started recording? Why are you surprised? You know? Why do you think that, you don't tell people what you're about to do and then do it? Fucking do the thing, you know? Actually, now that I say that out loud, I think I just realized I recorded a whole podcast about that. But that's how much I fucking hate it, is that I need to bring it up again. You know what I mean? If you're going to go record something, like, nobody gets a hell good picture and then goes to post it and puts a caption up as, I'm going to post on Instagram and be hell famous and get heaps of likes. Ha 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 ha. You. They post some bullshit caption on there that kind of correlates to what they're saying. So why would you post a video where you, like, press record and then you're, like, adjusting to the fact that you're, like, about to, like, say something that you're recording, you know? Hey, hey guys. Bro, just fucking say what you're saying. Hi, my name's Jake. I'm from BLXCK INK. This is the episode number 22. Thank you for joining me today. Look at how easy that was. Oh, hey, I'm gonna be I'm a podcaster. Hey guys, my name's Jake. Welcome to the BLXCK INK podcast. What the fuck? Pretend that you're the audience. What do you want to see? You don't want to see you babbling around. You want to fucking hear what they're saying, you know? Anyway, I got passionate about this at the wrong end of the podcast. I'm going to sign out. What I need you to do is like, share, subscribe, and be good to your mother, because I am fucking out. Yeah!